Hi everyone, Bandana here. I hope you're all doing well. Welcome back to the channel. I hope everyone's having a great weekend. Today I want to talk a little bit about my thoughts about early access Enshrouded so far. I'm at about 16 hours in now, and so far I've been very impressed, to be honest. Many thanks to Keen Games for the key, by the way. I do appreciate them giving me a key so I could check out the game, as I do love these types of games. As you'll know, I've done a couple of videos on Nightingale recently, and I've done some videos a long time ago on Valheim when that came out. They're time sinks, these games. You spend an awful lot of time in them. I've explored this much of the map so far. There's still some more of the map to explore in the current early access version, though it's not the whole map. I kind of could say, well, this map is 2.5 screens-ish wide, scrolling across it when you zoomed out fully, but the actual truth is that it's a little bit smaller than that, because currently there's only about a third-ish of the map accessible. So it's not like you can play the whole map right now. There's still content to be added. It's huge, it's epically huge, the map, but it's not finished. The game is not finished, it is in early access. What's there right now, I'm told, in total, is if you're playing it casually like me, probably heading towards 60 hours-ish. Obviously, you could probably blast through that a lot faster. But the game has quite a few things going for it at the moment. The combat is very good in this game. It has a really good combat system. There's, multiple actions when you're engaging. It feels more like they've thought about the combat. Some of these games, it just tends to be hacking. Unfortunately, Nightingale, you may have noticed me playing that and doing a few videos on it. The combat system is very, very boring. You just wildly hack at stuff. In this, there's, a reason to block. You can dodge, you can roll. There's different abilities within that, which I'll show you in a second. There's magic, there's, different types of abilities when it comes to magic. So you got wands that just cast for free, but do less damage, and then you've got the staff, which uses special insertable spells of different types, and then you get eternal ones that never run out. So there's lots of different options when it comes to magic as well. Obviously, there's bows. Various different bows, which can have different upgrades. Some of them will do fire damage, poison damage. You can get poison arrows, in fact. I expect you'll be able to get fire arrows at some point as well. You can have these auto-aim, all of these ranged weapons, or you can target them yourself. So maybe you're feeling a bit more confident about, catching something out that's running away, rather than using the auto-aim, which might miss. There's lots of options, and there's two-handed weapons as well. If a shield isn't your thing, there's slower two-handed weapons. And then I wanted to show you the skill tree, so this is very impressive. So not a lot of these games tend to have a skill tree. It makes it feel much more like an RPG that they've done this. There's various upgrades, so there are ones that affect combat, such as merciless attack. So you perform a merciless attack by pressing E to deal massive damage to an enemy you've overpowered. And then it explains that an overpowered enemy is one where you filled the stun bar. So when they become stunned, they're overpowered, and then you could do a merciless attack if you get that ability. I've been going down some of the magic tree, because I always like magic in RPGs. Got Battle Mage down here, and there's Blink replaces the dodge roll with a short-range teleport. So there's various different options. I've gone up this way to get double jump, because what game isn't made better by having double jump? Beastmaster, Ranger, Assassin, Trickster, trick-type spells, so you can confuse people or do damage back to the enemy. Tank, Warrior, Barbarian, you can go down multiple trees. You're not limited here. Lots of different options. In terms of your character, there's different items you can craft. You can find items as well. So there's all of your armor sets, and you can go down the magic armor set route if you want to just do magic, etc, etc. There's a healing set. You can have your ranged weapon up here. You can have a shield permanently attached there. You have some kind of backpack extension. I wish they were bigger. Then you get your glider and a grappling hook. Really important for traversing the map because it's so big. This will allow you to grapple onto things to get higher, and it's aiding you in getting through some of the puzzles and things, and in fact is needed to progress in some of the puzzles in this game, which are very well done, by the way. I do enjoy a good puzzle. And then you've got rings that you can equip, which do different things. Your action bars, you've got 2 action bars. You can switch it with Alt. I tend to keep all my weapons on one, and then my healing stuff and my mining on the other. Because again, you're going to be mining and crafting and everything else in this game. And we're going to go and craft something now. I'm going to craft the upgraded glider. So currently I've got the base glider, but I've now got the items to upgrade that. So I wanted to come in here and show you the base building anyway. As you can see, you get NPCs that will sit in your base and help you craft stuff, and they will send you out to help you progress through the map. And they'll be like, I need circular saw blades to make the saw table. So the carpenter will send you out there, and there will be a quest on the map somewhere where you have to go and find those first saw blades, and then you will be able to make your own after that. And it's another way to help you progress, and there'll be some kind of combat or puzzle at that location to get access to those saw blades, etc. And the further you go up the map, the harder the enemies become. There's similar types of enemies, but then there's also newer variants that have different weapons or different abilities, and there's bosses, and then there's different types of bosses which drop, loot, or they might, you might decapitate them and take their head because that's needed in crafting. The list generally is pretty extensive here. Now, crafting in Nightingale is a lot deeper, it's a lot more detailed, but this is more your traditional crafting that you maybe got in Valheim and things like that. I think it's easier to follow, and the progression is better. So I think Nightingale has a problem with progression right now, where you kind of keep plateauing, and then it's a faff to progress beyond that. Whereas this, it's quite a nice progression. You do an area, you progress to that point, the next areas you're going to do the quest to get the items that the NPCs want, then it's progressing quite nicely at a good pace. I think it's all been thought about very carefully. The skill sets on the skills have been thought about, the combat's been thought about. I think they've done a very good job of that. The building is really interesting. So obviously it's all voxel based, so just to quickly show you, if I come out here, the orange line you see here is the edge of my safe zone, so my buildable area. I'm just going to go outside it, and I can just dig through stuff. I can dig a tunnel. There's someone who's managed to complete the game and sort of cheat through some of the bosses and things by tunneling under them. I mean, there's various things you could do to break the game, and it's just one of those types of games where you can do really what you want. Another fun thing about this game is if I come in here and I need to get the right chest, there we go. So you need a hammer to build stuff. So you can build with tab, you've got various different shapes and things and terrain and everything else, roofs and yada yada yada. And then once you've chosen your respective shape, then you can use control to cycle through the types of materials. So there's various different types of materials depending on the shape you're making. So roofs need different materials to walls, etc, etc, etc. But there's another aspect to this as well. So if I escape out of that and I go over here and if I just grab these rough wood blocks and I replace them down here, if I have them selected, you'll notice I get this little square. And the detail on this is I can just knock out a bit of the wall, block by block, and make myself a window. Or I can fill it back in, because maybe I'm not happy with that. You can build just block by block if you want. Very Minecraft-esque. But obviously there's so many different variations of what you can build. They actually had a tournament recently, or a competition, not really a tournament, where they were giving away like 15,000 euros in prize money to who could build the most impressive thing. Which is a lot of money, by the way. it just goes to show the fact that they're thinking about this stuff. I think it's really nice that they want to encourage people to build cool things. It's not for everyone, as you can see. I'm trying to progress through the game, and I have a hut. Okay, it's a wooden hut with not even a proper roof. They are ceiling squares, but it does what it needs to do. You don't have to build something fancy if you don't want to. But there are so many options if you do want to build. If I go to this guy, we're going to build my glider in a second. But if you go down here, beds, ornate stuff, banquet tables, fireplaces, chairs, bathroom stuff, standing lamps, stores, the list goes on. You can even have secret doors for secret passageways and stuff. Like stuff in the floor as well, so you can have a basement and a wooden bucket. We're going to build my glider, so this is my upgraded glider. We've got all the items we need for that now. I'm going to craft that. And that means that if I go into my backpack now, I can equip this. It will replace the one that was in there. You can also do that from the character tab, so if I click on it, you can see the other ones there. But we will stick with equipping that. So I've teleported myself to one of the ancient spires, so that's another nice thing about this. You can teleport to your home base, you can build multiple home bases, and there are various ancient spires that you have to climb up to the top. They're all puzzle based, so there's like different puzzles in them, and these you can teleport to and jump off from, which is another reason for you having your glider. And you can just see how massive the map is if I come here. I mean, there's different biomes, and some of them you can't go to yet, realistically, because they're not open. Like the mountain biome over there is something that's in the roadmap, so you can't technically go there yet. It's blocked off. They've cleverly blocked these areas off by having the shroud there. So the whole point of the game is Enshrouded, right? The shroud is where a lot of the enemies are, and there's various different things you can do in the shroud. There's different enemies, there's different resources. There are these areas called the elixir wells, which you're trying to clear and kill the boss in. They will respawn, but you can go there, clear them, and you get a tick on the map and you get a reward for doing so. And temporarily it clears the shroud from that area. Now, if I go to here, that's where we started over there. So that's the first tower you come to that's in front of me now to the south. And my base is beyond that tower. That's like a meadows area with not too many trees. Then this is a forest area. You can see over there what I would describe as a desert area or savanna. And then you got the mountainous region up there. And then there's something far beyond over that side, which I don't know what it is yet. You can't access that part of the map, I don't think. You're sort of limited to, as I say, like a third of the map. What I wanted to do was head down south. I just want to jump into this area here. Or even down here. I just thought it would be fun to go and show you a bit of combat if we can find some enemies down there. This is my upgraded glider, which is quite nice. Food's quite good in this game, by the way, just as we're traveling. So you can get more health, mana, stamina. The list goes on. Regeneration and stuff. It's well worth getting food and then getting upgraded versions of food as you progress through the game. So before we get into combat, I'm going to eat some meat, which will give me a lot more health. I'll drink some water, which will increase my stamina and everything. Berries would give me some health regeneration. I've also got healing potions there and bandages to give me health regeneration. We will press Alt and switch to my weapons. I've got various ones here. I've got Wailing Blade, which is one that I found. You can find weapons, you can build weapons. Obviously, ones you find might have other abilities. This one has like a flame ability almost, I guess. It glows so you can see in the dark. The magic ones have different abilities. So I've got a ice wand, which seems to be what you start with, and then you can get flame wands, and the staff is like a chargeable one with various abilities or various spells which charge up. And then you get eternal spells for it, which last forever, and you don't have to make those. We'll go and attack this thing. So you can auto-aim this. Or you can target it yourself. Using the staff is very powerful. It does a lot of damage. You get shroud sacks from those. Obviously, you'll need that for crafting. It's worth picking everything up, as usual in these games. The magic wands, unlike the staff, don't use your mana, but they don't do as much damage. They also fire faster, so there's good points and bad points to them. They have a much shorter range. Lots of chests to take everywhere. Always worth exploring and grabbing them all. Ooh, Warrior's Helmet. That's an upgrade. If I go to my character, I can change it there or through the backpack. But if we have a look at the difference here, that is my current one, and I can 15 resistance, 10 magical, and this one 23 and 15. Definitely worth taking that instead. Ooh. Various enemies about. They will come looking for you. That one is loud. That has tracking abilities. Cast spells at you that will track you, so you have to dodge them or you take a lot of damage. And let's grab a bandage there and get some health back. Melee is pretty good. You can use your shield and everything. You can also use the shield when you're using the wands. Anything that's one-handed. Ooh, an arsonist's bow. So, nice new item there. So that one is it a fire bow? It's arsonist bow. It doesn't say it has firepower. As you enchant weapons, you can... This is what you can unlock by enchanting them, so it's all there. None of it actually says a bow that sparkles blazing joy in firebugs and aspiring pyromaniacs. I guess it's a bit like the wailing sword I've got, that it's glowing, but doesn't necessarily do specifically fire damage. Interesting. But that's nice. I can upgrade that and start using that one, because it'll be an upgrade over what I've got currently. Obviously, as you progress through the areas of the game, you get better weapons. Oh, there's another flower there. Let's go and kill that. Different... So, I'm enshrouded right now, and you'll notice that I've just been in... Something exploded, and my bar is going down very rapidly now. That's bad, because you die. Enemies have different weaknesses, is what I was trying to say, to different abilities. So basically, I have 1 minute 40 to get out of this shroud now. Otherwise, I die. But we can, potentially, climb up to the top of something to get out the shroud. I don't think any of this is going to be high enough, so we might have to try and get to the edge of this area. And usually it's good to just find something that's going up. You can also find potions that extend your time and stuff in the shroud. I think going up here will be good. Oh, maybe not. Apparently this is too steep. Don't have time to fight you at the moment, enemy. I've only got 55 seconds before I die a miserable death. This might go horribly wrong here. I'm probably about to die. That's okay. I'm not overly concerned. I can just come straight back and get my gear. It is the risk of exploring in any of these games, obviously, that you get stuck. Especially when you're trying to make a video and talking too much. Sometimes if you find a built-up area, you can find a... There, exactly that. No, that's the wrong thing. Never mind. I'm looking for an hourglass. Could be one inside. Aha! We're out of the shroud, so we're protected by the flame here. So there's different things you can find. These things will protect you because they're the flame. And also you can find hourglasses, which give you extra time in the Shroud. They basically regen, give you an extra couple of minutes. This is an explorable dungeon. I don't have any lockpicks on me. There will be something interesting in here, most likely. You have to go through there. I may have even been here. Bromblespine Boneyard. But what we'll do now is, rather than me take you through my escape from here, we'll take a look at the roadmap for the rest of this year. So, looking at the roadmap for Early Access 2024, I don't know if it's going to be out of Early Access after that, but basically, they want to add Hollowed Hall dungeons, so endgame content, I guess, Steam Deck support, performance, and improvements to the optimization, location improvements, I guess, to make them more varied and interesting, improved loot UI, workshop crafting from magic chests. So magic chests can currently be used to craft from anywhere in your base, but some of the workshops or the individual workbenches can't utilize those magic chests at the moment. Better stack splitting, multiple NPC instances, so you can have multiple bases with the NPCs there. Reassignable glider shortcut, not sure why that's not reassignable anyway. Sitting on furniture, an important thing to add. Improved post-processing, so making things look prettier. More trees that you can grow. Round doors and windows instead of just square ones. Potted plants, new building materials. Replayable world quests. I guess, again, more endgame content to make things interesting with rewards, I guess, that would be unique to those. Better quest sorting, server gameplay settings, server user rights, townsfolk NPCs, so maybe you build your town and you want some people around it. Vanity system, editable signs, musical instruments, townsfolk pets, animal farming for yourself, enemy patrols, so there'll be enemies wandering around the map perhaps, weather systems, mountains biome, which we've seen on the map but can't access yet, portals to other servers, so you can go and play with your friends, nameable bases, nameable map locations, multiplayer pings, named tombstones, new enemies and bosses, fixes and polishing. And then some other major features coming later this year during early access: sharing and visiting of bases, creating and sharing gameplay experiences, not sure what that's going to entail, maybe creating your own dungeons. That might be a bit extreme, I'm genuinely not sure what that means, I might have just jumped the gun there. World events, instance dungeons, important for endgame content. Maybe that relates to creating stuff, who knows. More biomes and water, because there's no bodies of water in the game currently. It's all either lava, which burns you, or it's the shroud rivers, which are red and kill you. So no water at the moment. Guess that's a big thing to add. Maybe they're going to have a biome that is water based in the future. But yeah, lots to look forward to this year. I've been very impressed with the game so far, but obviously it's early access. There's still lots of work to do. I think it's in a slightly better place than Nightingale perhaps, because I feel like I want to progress and explore and do all of that stuff, where in Nightingale I feel like I don't want to bother exploring the maps and engaging with the waypoints, which isn't ideal. If I had to put my money down on one of them right now, because I genuinely thought it was better, I'd probably say I prefer Enshrouded, because of the whole exploration, combat mechanics and skill sets and everything, where I think Nightingale is a very pretty game, has a very impressive crafting system, but it plateaus too often for me, and the combat and exploration is pretty poor. While I've enjoyed both games, I would say this one feels more, not finished, but there's more there to do that you can sink your teeth into and enjoy. But obviously, different people will feel differently about that. But that is my personal view, and I am not telling anyone to buy an early access game because they're not finished, they're still in early access. Well, thank you for watching, everyone. Please do like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you all soon for some more videos.